So, Lucas, tell me, why a different conversation around leadership? Why LeaderVerse? Why now?
For me, LeaderVerse has at its heart is an authentic conversation about what leadership looks like in the midst of uncertain times. And it's a real conversation, not a theoretical conversation, not a conversation that sounds good because it's a soundbite conversation. It is a real gritty, in the trenches conversation that if you look around and you say you're a leader and no one's following you, there's a challenge there and an opportunity there to grow as a leader. And I think in the midst of uncertainty, having this conversation is going to matter most because, in my opinion, in the midst of uncertainty, we see leaders emerge, those who make the choice to actually be effective in influencing people to accomplish a purpose. And we see managers tighten. But I think in uncertainty, leadership is going to be a pressing need. I pray for the managers. I hope they succeed, and they need to. In a uncertain time, in a shifting market, in times where people are stressed, leadership is a really important thing, and it's time we unveil it and not gloss over it and talk in sound bites.
What about you, Drew?
LeaderVerse. Why LeaderVerse? We're in an information overload, but we're starving for wisdom. And I think so many read books and then they immediately look at their own organization. They look at leaders that they have around them and they say, well, wait a minute, I read this and my leader is the antithesis of what this is not. And so it's a real conversation. It's an authentic conversation. It's a raw conversation around really the good, the bad, and the ugly leaders of what happens and what you should never do. So what do you do when you're in an organization, leading an organization or in a followership role of an organization, and everything you read, everything you see, you can't necessarily identify or connect with because you're seeing the opposite style of behavior. Mm-hmm. So let's just talk about it. Let's get real of how do you fix the problems and the challenges when you might be the problem or the challenge.